I had a carbon fiber roof spoiler and it was really faded. It was re-cleared about twice and came back to the same haziness, so I figured with the new 5D carbon fiber vinyl I was going to wrap it. First I had some double-sided tape that was on there still from when I took it off the car a while back, so if most of your roof spoilers are smooth in terms of the material, it should be easy to peel off, as you see here. After you're done, just gather them up and toss them out. You're never ever gonna need them or use them again. To prep the spoiler, I use 3M general purpose adhesive cleaner. This will just remove all the grease and dirt and anything else on the surface before we prep and wrap the roof spoiler. Go ahead and just finish it all off, clean up every single surface. I measured out and cut a piece of the carbon fiber vinyl out, and I'm just checking to see how the measurements are and if there's enough vinyl to cover the whole thing at this point. You want to leave about 2 inches on each side, maybe a little bit more towards the back since it folds over, but you don't want to be short on the vinyl. You want to have more than less. So now I'm peeling the vinyl off of the paper backing, and I'm just going to trim that piece off. That way it'll make it easier for me to actually lay the vinyl down instead of peeling it all off completely and just having it stick everywhere, because I am doing this by myself, so it was quite difficult for the most part, but this step right here is quite easy. So you just want to slowly lay it down. Take your time with this and use a squeegee, as you can see here, and try to squeegee out all the air. Now I did drop it down quickly here, but you can always pull the vinyl back up and squeegee back at it and get rid of all the air bubbles. So again, repeat it on the other side, pulling off the white paper and then working a couple inches at a time and working out all the air bubbles. I used a red dot, which is pretty much the same as an X-Acto knife. I use this for tinting, but you want to go ahead and get a sharp blade, and this is where you're going to cut off some excess vinyl. What it'll do is make it easier for you to work with the spoiler, but also release a lot of tension out of the vinyl itself. Here I'm just heating up the vinyl on the edge with a blow dryer, but you can use a heat gun as well. Blow dryer does take a little longer, but not much compared to the heat gun. So what I'm doing is I'm heating up the vinyl and make it a lot more flexible for me to work with, and I'm just gonna go ahead and fold it back down on the underside of the roof spoiler, as you can see. Here's where it got a little tricky. The middle of the roof spoiler is relatively flat, but towards the ends and the edges, they became more difficult for me to wrap. So right here, I'm working on it slowly and heating it up every 30 seconds or so as I try to get all the air bubbles out. But it was quite difficult to work with, and it took me quite a bit of time, maybe an hour, to wrap this whole roof spoiler, just because I'm not too experienced with it, with vinyl wrapping, and on top of that, the material itself was really thick and made it very difficult to work with. So this part alone took me quite a while. But with practice, I'm pretty sure you guys can all master vinyl wrapping. Just take your time with it. And one thing to do is, if you're having trouble with the edge, you want to just heat it up slowly and let the vinyl actually fall down on the surface that you're wrapping instead of pulling it I made the mistake of pulling it, and as well, see, I pulled here just a little bit because I heated it up. But if you pull too hard, it will stretch the vinyl. But with heat applied after the fact, it's gonna have it's gonna be retracted. Here I'm heating up the vinyl and I'm stretching it out in hopes of making it easier for me to lay it down. But I found that after doing this, it still peeled back after it cooled down a bit. So it was very difficult to work with. Just take your time and do the best that you can. Now with the X-Acto knife or sharp blade, you want to cut off the excess wrap, like so. Once you get a clean cut, it should be able to peel off no problem. So this is the final product. It actually came out really nice and very clean. Besides the edges and a little bit of peeling, I was a little happy with it. Probably gonna rewrap it again, but for the first attempt, it wasn't that bad. So I hope you guys have better luck than I did, and I hope you learned a little bit of something from this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.